Here's the reason I did that fluorescent paint. This is a 2017 Ram. Alright guys, we're getting ready to put the hoses back. So I want to paint these because these are the number one thing that rusts up. Put my finger over the hole. Okay. So as far as my markings go, when we originally marked up the hoses, so you can see it's already like faded all out. So what I did, I marked in different spots where I know I wouldn't screw myself up on it. And last but not least, alright, and as you can see on our pump, we got our markings. Pretty much 1, 3, and 2. So, actually, I'm sorry, it's 1, 2, and 3 in order. This is the shortest one. It's going to pop in right over here. Alright, and these are 19 millimeter. We're going to tighten these up and we'll get back. Alright guys, so we got the hoses on. I did a quick hit of the undercoat on all the connectors. Keep in mind guys, I've had this plow for about 6 or 7 years. I've never had to do anything with these connectors because I undercoated them. So moving on to the headlight. Now I snapped one of the bolts trying to get it off. As you can see, they don't match. So what I did, I drilled a hole through the entire housing and put a nut straight through from the top. And then I put some silicone around the nut, filled some silicone underneath it, and now we're just going to tighten them up and hit some undercoat. But be careful with the brake clean guys. As you can see, I discolored the housing. I do have some trim paint, but just word of advice. Not for everybody, and again, I'm not a pro, this is just the way I do it. So let's recap. I'm getting ready to bring the truck in. So I painted the headlights, as you can see, with the trim paint, bumper trim paint. Motor is sitting as it lies. I haven't done anything to that. I did, however, spray quickly on the plow, and again, considering the storm we're getting, so didn't do it the way I really wanted to do it, which was take the whole thing apart, take it outside, sandblast it, fix all the rust and dents, and give it a real good paint job. But anyhow, I mean, she didn't come out too bad considering I hacked it. The paint I used was the Fisher yellow paint. I'll get you that model number in a second. So one thing I did do, I did take the pins out, clean them up, grease the hell out of them with the anti-seize, as you can see. And then this weird looking thing, you guys will see what that's for in a few minutes when I get my truck in here. I gotta raise up the plow, the frame to my truck's height, so it's gonna be a little bit. So anyway, the paint I used is this Factory Tough part number 27242. Just gotta let you guys know, this shit is not cheap. $32 a can at Napa. That's just ridiculous. But hopefully it's gonna have the tough texture like the original paint. I mean, considering I hacked it, didn't come out too bad. Wasn't the greatest job, but whatever, it'll do. Alright guys, I'm gonna go pull in the truck and get that chain adjusted. It's a new truck that I'm mounting it to, so it's a lot higher. And we'll get back. And we're gonna actually put the fluid in, and I'll show you guys how I bleed it and put the covers back on after I put all the fluid in. And that's about it, guys. Alright, so here's the reason I did that fluorescent paint. This is a 2017 Ram. So anybody who's mounted these things by themselves will know why I did this. As you can see, once I raise it up to a certain level, I can get in 10 seconds. Okay guys, so here's the end of it. We're all set and done. Covers are on. Everything's all set. Got her up on the truck. Just gotta fix those wires a little bit. So, let me just recap here. This is the fill line right here. Pop that off. Use a small clean funnel. It took exactly 2 quarts. So initially it took about 1.5 quarts. I got this Fisher Easy Flow hydraulic fluid, part number 28531. Again, Napa is the local guys who carry it. So I put in a 1.5 quarts, started dripping out, tighten it up. So what you're supposed to do to bleed the system out, it's pretty much kind of bleeds itself. So you're supposed to, according to Fisher, go with each direction 5 times. So up and down 5 times, left and right 5 times, come back, open it up, top it off. You're supposed to be done. But for me, I like to do it 1 extra time, and I saw that it took a little bit more fluid, not by much. But that's the rule of thumb, is fill it up and down 5 times, left and right 5 times, come back, top it off, make sure you close that tight. And that's pretty much it, guys. So any questions, put it in the comments. Thanks.